And welcome to the 37th episode of the Backburners. I'm Dylan Sherman.
And I'm Sam Tiller. We want to thank you for lending your ears for another hour of non-stop sports entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest. Sam, would you like to introduce our very special guest?
Yeah, we are honored to have here in the studio with us Boise State starting safety, number 0, J.L. Skinner. Welcome, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on. We're very excited to have you here and, talk to you for the next hour. It's going to be a good time.
Yes, sir.
Dude, you're going to be so sick of us.
No, I'm not. No, I love sports, so we can go ahead and get on it all night. I'm ready for it.
All right.
Is this your first podcast appearance?
It's my first time ever being on a podcast.
Nice. Well,
time.
welcome to the
welcome.
club.
Yeah, finally did one. I'm like,
They're
yes,
fun,
sir.
man. They're
It's
fun.
not bad. I like it so far.
Yeah. Well, just getting into it, so.
Just wait. Right off the bat. So, coming into this past season, Boise State inherits basically a brand new coaching staff, it's a new era of Boise State football. So what's that like when, you're playing for Harsin, you're playing for this one staff, they pretty much all leave and you get these new coaches? Was it hard to adjust to like new procedures, new schemes, or was it relatively easy?
It wasn't really hard to adjust to none of that. It was really just getting used to the new coaching, just really getting used to the new personalities, because I came in with a whole different staff. So now you're having to rebuild and just get to know everybody once again. But as far as football-wise, it wasn't hard at all. They really made it really easy on us. It really brought us in real easily, taught us nice. But it was really just getting used to the new coaching and new people, just seeing new faces around the building, because I've seen so many faces so many times for 2 years now. So I was like, man, I got used to everyone. But it was nice. It was a really easy transition.
Cool. And
go ahead.
And speaking of different coaching staffs, not only was it a new coaching staff, but you had a defensive guy as your head coach versus Harsin, who was an offensive guy. Is there a big difference in playing for like an offensive head coach versus a defensive head coach, or is it pretty similar?
For me, it's pretty similar. It's not different at all. It's really defense comes down. It's really the same all for defense. So for me, it was really just getting to know Coach Ab and getting to talk to him and stuff like that. It wasn't really a difference from him and Coach Harsin really coaching-wise or calling the game-wise. It wasn't really just difference based off of who plays offense or who was a defensive mind. And playing for both of them, I learned some different things. So I love both sides of the ball. I love an offensive and a defensive mind, because it come in handy whenever I play Madden. So I be really trying to scheme stuff up in Madden. So that's the reason why I love both of them.
All right.
I was reading that when Boise State offered you, they wanted you to play safety because you didn't necessarily play safety in high school, right? You were a defensive back?
Yeah, I was a corner all throughout high school. I never played safety. I played safety one time in high school, and that was for an all-star game. That was my first time ever playing safety. But other than that, I was at corner. So when they offered me for safety, it was really the same for me. I just like tackling people too, so I was like, yeah, it's a good position for me.
Yeah, you do like tackling people.
Yeah, I like tackling people, so I was like, yeah, this would probably be the best one for me besides corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you which one you like playing more, but it seems like you found a home.
Oh, yeah, safety's the best position on the field. I don't care what anybody says, but a quarterback, receiver, anything, safety's that position. If you play it and you're a safety, it's the best position for sure.
Who were some safeties that you like to model your game after?
I watch Cam Chancellor. Because of the way he tackled Cam Chancellor, man, Legion of Boom or Legion of Doom. I forgot what it was, but man, watching Cam Chancellor used to fly across the field and just hit people, like it was crazy. Every time I seen a highlight video of hits, he was always on it. So I used to watch him a lot. Ed Reed, Sean Taylor. I really watch a lot of old dudes, because that's when like the game was super physical and you could just really hit anybody the way you wanted to. So that's my favorite part of the game. That's why I watch them, because it's the hits they used to lay when it was legal back in the day. Now you're getting kicked out for a season for some of the stuff they made do. But like back then, that stuff was crazy. So I always watch them. That's my favorite ones, the old safeties, hitting people.
So you're talking about how you used to be able to play the game versus now. What's your opinion on the targeting rule? So me, I have a problem with it, because sure, throw the flag, but I don't agree with the suspension, kicking you out of the game.
I feel like if you guys don't know, I got a lot of those this year.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to get kicked out of a game, and it absolutely sucks. Like, you're just sitting there the rest of the game. I mean, I love it. Like, I was right there engaged, cheering for my teammates because they were still balling it. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. But, like, you personally, when you get kicked out of the game, it really sucks because you're just like, you can't do anything about it. And once you get called, it's done. You're kicked out. So
Yeah.
I think they should treat it kind of like basketball, honestly. Like, give it a flagrant 1 and a flagrant 2, then you're out.
If you do it twice in a game.
Yeah, for certain types of hits. Like, say if you're delivering one of the old types of hits back in the day where you just launch at somebody's helmet. Like, okay, that's understandable because you're just spearing somebody at the end of the day. Okay, that's a flagrant 2, get them out. But some of the hits is sometimes in football you can't avoid the helmet. Like some of the hits like that just come naturally. So that's just the worst part about it right there is because there's no reversing it. There's no looking at it again. There's no, okay, you get it flagged this time, then you're out. Like you're just out. I wish they treated like the NFL where they just flag you.
Yeah.
That would probably be the best one.
And especially for you, you're talking about avoiding hits. You're 6'4".
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
And so if you're flying downhill against a running back who's, 5'10", 5'11", like it's pretty hard for somebody like you to get that low.
Yeah, for sure. That's why we wanted like flagrant 1 or flagrant 2 because me naturally, I mean, I'm not really supposed to bend too low. I'm 6'4", so my knees are not really capable of getting down to as low as a dude that's 5'10", how low he can get. So
yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I can't avoid it. I'm just like, oh man, I just can't avoid it. But just got to adjust to the game now. That's it, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. But yeah, I definitely think they should look into that rule, or at least on the college level, at least, because the NFL is fine, but college, the getting kicked out after 1, I don't really agree with that either.
I personally have a big problem with it. I wish that they would bring back like the James Harrison days where he was, trying to murder people. That's what I love, and you see big hits now. And they're not, like, as big as they used to be. And, I get it. Like, you want to protect players and, longevity and stuff. But, I don't know. It brought a little bit of the excitement from a fan perspective.
For sure. It definitely changed the game a little bit aspect-wise when it comes to tackling and big hits because, back in the day, the hits they used to deliver, I don't know if I play receiver, if I could take some of those because I personally don't like getting hit. Yeah. So, but I don't know. It's just different now, man. You just got to adjust to it. Especially with the rules now. The safety, and plus because they've had more, I guess, say research on what football does do to you long term, especially with people back then because they didn't have the helmets we have now, or the padding we have now and such like that. So they were really just hitting each other with styrofoam pads in their head. Like that wasn't. It was really a styrofoam pad. I'm like, man, I don't know how they did this. So it is good for that aspect, but it definitely did take a little bit away from the game, I say, the physicality wise. Because now you have to be a little bit more cautious.
Absolutely.
I've never talked to somebody who's had a targeting penalty called on them. What's the reaction in the locker room after the game? Like are coaches pissed at you, or is it more like, it's kind of like so?
It's not really they'll be necessarily mad at you because when you get a targeting penalty, it comes from you playing fast and just playing aggressive. So it's not like they'll never really be mad at that, but it's just the fact that you just got kicked out and they lost you. It's just like, oh, yeah, we're mad at the fact that happened. Like, we got to have you do better and get a better technique and tackle better because we can have you for the entire game instead of you playing a half. Or, I got kicked out in the second quarter of every game this year. So,
well, that's good. You didn't have to miss the first half. I didn't have to miss
the first half of the next game, but getting kicked out mid-second quarter, that one sucks because it's probably a key point in the game, and it's probably a good flow going back and forth. People are, it's a battle, so that one just sucks. They're not really mad at you for you getting the penalties and mad at the fact you're out. That's the worst part right there. Yeah, getting targeting sucks. They need to change that. Just bring me some PTSD right now. That sucks, bro. It's terrible.
What was the what's the biggest win of your career so far?
The biggest win? Oh man. That's some pretty big wins.
You have.
I'd probably say BYU this year.
Yeah.
Probably say BYU this year.
That was a big one.
Number 10 in the nation. So much hype going
at
around
their place.
We're coming in. We just lost. We lost the game. We're coming in. They're like, oh, yeah, we're finna run through these guys. But, something else happened that day. So, that and probably the big – I really enjoyed the Oklahoma State game. I don't know. Even though we lost that game, I liked the way that game went. It was just a battle.
Yeah, I wonder why you liked it.
That game was a battle. It was I feel like it was one of the best games of college football this year. That one in UCF. Our UCF game was pretty good too.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of them. I don't know. It's so many games that I played have just all been close and just battles where it's like a movie. It's just amazing. I don't know. Probably BYU this year though. That's number one. You be number 10 in the nation. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Looked like you had your Wheaties right before the OK State game, because take away that one hit, you were flying all over the field that game.
Yeah, I felt good that game. I don't know.
It looked good on tape.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. That game was a real fun game for me. We enjoyed that game. That game was really fun. Like that was a fun game to play in. Even though we lost, I wish we can get that game back. Some questionable stuff happened in it. Referees.
Yeah.
But we wish we could get that game back. But that was a fun game. That was just a game where everyone was having fun, both sides of the ball, and even I think both teams were having fun, because that game just felt like a movie, and that's why everyone was just flying around and stuff. I felt like I was in a movie that entire game. I wish they would have made a documentary on it or something. Just had a little hype scene coming up to it, because that game just felt crazy playing it.
And especially playing a team like Oklahoma State that close, and then at the end of the year they end up number 6 in the nation.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it's like, crazy how stuff works, huh? Crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but
I know.
It's all right. We don't get it back. We'll be back. We learn from those games.
Exactly. Make you better.
Go ahead.
Let's see. What do you love the most about playing here at Boise State? Because you've been here you're going into your 4th year now.
Yeah, it's about to be my 4th. Ooh, playing here at Boise State. That stadium is actually crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's fun.
I think that stadium is very underrated as to how loud it gets, especially like around the nation, because I don't think it gets enough attention. But that stadium, especially on defense, we're on defense, I can't hear. Like, that stadium gets loud. Like, especially in that first quarter, second quarter, or a big play, it's loud. We're having to use hand signals and do such like that because of how crazy and how loud it is. That's probably my favorite part of playing at Boise State, just that scenery every game, every home game, and it's like a sellout. You see people tailgating. It's like a real college experience. Like, it's crazy. I never even thought I personally experienced that, because I'm thinking, I play NCAA games. I'm like, yeah, I see this stuff, but is it really like that? Like, is it really how crazy people are packed out just waiting in front of the stadium? Yes, it is. Like, it's crazy to really think that. So that's probably my favorite part. And the fans, man, the fans go crazy out here. My dad's became a super fan now. Like, he comes up dressed in a outfit every game now. Just like the fans go crazy here, and I just love it. So it's some crazy stuff that happens here. Boise State's cool.
What was your like awareness or thoughts of Boise State before you came to play here?
They're not gonna like me for this one, but I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know where Boise or Idaho was. Like, if you would have asked me where Idaho was on the map, I couldn't have pointed it out to you 3 years ago.
Wow.
Because I didn't know it. When they offered me, I was like, what is? I know the blue turf. Like, I knew about the blue turf from the video games and such like that and seen it on TV, but I never knew it was in Idaho.
Okay.
I was thinking it was in California.
I was honestly the same way, and I'm from Spokane, like 6 hours north. I had no idea Boise was here.
I was thinking it was in California the whole time.
Yeah. Where are you from again?
I'm from San Diego. So I'm like, oh, that's right. I just got to be up the street or something.
Yeah.
Then I looked it up. It said Idaho. I said, where is this? Like, what? Then I heard about it getting cold. I said, whoa, I'm from sunny San Diego. I haven't been in 40 degrees
ever.
I don't know when I've been in 40 degrees there. So I'm used to 65 at the lowest, little breeze. I come here, it's snow. I'm like, what is this, bro? My car has snow on it now? Like, it was crazy for me to really realize where Idaho was. I couldn't even have told you that. I didn't even remember Idaho as a state, really, because I was just so in California. Like, California's the best place ever, yeah. But, yeah, Idaho, crazy.
So do you like playing in the snow now that you've done it a couple times?
I would say if I didn't have adrenaline, I would not like playing in the snow. Not at all.
Okay.
But when you're, like, before a game, you're not really worried about it so much because you have all the adrenaline and stuff like that. But as far as me liking the snow, no, I don't.
You're not out there making snowman?
No, I'm not out there making snowman. I'm not. As soon as the snow comes, I'm right inside the house, just sitting there on the game or something like that. Like, I don't know. It's cool for me the first 2 days because it's like, man, it's snowing. Like, it looks crazy. It looks like a movie. And then it just stays there, and it's still cold. I'm like, oh, no. I don't know if this is for me. I go right back in the house, turn on the heaters full blast, and I just sit there because of the snow. I just can't do it. It's too cold.
So speaking of adrenaline, like kind of pregame, do you still get nervous before the games, or what do you do to kind of calm your mind before you take the field?
I say I get nervous probably like the first kickoff. The first kickoff, I'm probably like, yeah, a little nervous. And they kick the ball off. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time to go. Like, you know what you're ready to do. You worked for it. You watch film. You did all the things you need to do. So now it's time to go. It's always going to be nerves because it's like, man, what is going to happen? Like, you never know what's going to happen in a football game. So you're always going to be nervous as to what the outcome will be. But after that first kickoff, yeah, I'm ready to go. The first drive, it's really fast too. Like, it seems like everyone's moving at 100 miles an hour. I'm like, oh, man. So I had to slow things down right there. But then after that, it's like, yeah, smooth sailing from there. It's not bad. I'm seeing everything I need to, reading everything I need to. But, yeah, that first drive and that first kickoff, definitely a little bit of nerves.
What's your go-to pregame and postgame meal?
Pregame meal, we get a pregame meal. So that's why I usually eat pregame meal, chicken, corn, rice, baked potato, pasta, a lot of stuff. I like to eat a lot before games. That way I don't have to eat before or like literally right before the game or during the game. I don't feel hungry at all, so I feel good. But after the game, I can't really eat after the games. I don't know why. Like after the games, it takes me about an hour and a half till I'm able to eat for some reason.
Interesting.
Like I'm not able to eat direct. I don't know how people are really just starving after games, just able to eat right there. I can't do that. I have to wait like an hour and a half till I'm able to have my appetite back. I don't know if that's just like me being anxious still or what it is, but yeah, I'm just not able to eat. I don't know why. But usually I don't know. I like pizza after the games. That's fire.
There you go.
Just go ahead. Your body's already sore. Just get a little pizza, turn on a movie and just lay there. Yeah, feels good. That's the stuff right there.
So you kind of mentioned, like, you know, you're preparing for the game, like watching film and stuff. How do you watch film from a safety perspective? Because people, you know, they're like, oh, you're watching film. It's all the quarterback's eyes, kind of thing. So yeah, and like obviously you don't play quarterback. So how do you kind of look at film from a safety perspective?
You got to look at a lot of stuff. Like, safety's kind of hard because safety's kind of like the quarterback of the defense because in most defenses, the safety's going to run the entire back end. So he's going to give coverages to the linebackers, corners, having to get everybody situated that way. So you got to watch it. You got to watch formations. You got to watch people. You got to watch what the quarterback does. You got to watch a lineman sometimes based off of what they're going to do, tight ends. Like, you have to watch the entire offense for safety at least because you have to see everything. You're basically the eyes of the defense in the back end, so you're going to see everything before everyone else. So you have to know a lot of stuff before that game comes, especially with formations because they give you everything. Formations have a lot of stuff and that people don't know, or at least people from the outside looking in, they wouldn't know what a formation is going to tell the defensive player before the game.
Right. So, like, when they break the huddle, you're, like, looking at personnel grouping, and then you're going straight into formation.
Looking at personnel, where a certain person's at, because some teams will put a certain receiver in the backfield, and it's like, okay, well, he's back there for a reason. He's going to get the ball. They wouldn't just put him back there for no reason, just have him block. So, it's little simple stuff like that. And as soon as you get the personnel, you got to look at the formation, Look at what they're lining up in, and then from there, then you start looking at your keys and the quarterback and stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff before the ball even snaps that safeties have to do that people wouldn't know outside looking in.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that we have to do and know. That's why I love safety because you just get smart with it. You get smart. You have to know a lot of stuff. You see everything. That's why safeties are able to run across the field like that because they can see it. They're so far back deep they can see it and just run everywhere. So that's why there's a lot of stuff you got to know. A lot.
Yeah, I feel like quarterback and safety are the two hardest positions in football because they're essentially the same thing, just on opposite sides of the ball, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many things, and nobody really appreciates it until you actually have to do it or talk to somebody who's been through it. Where you like just watching the game, you have no idea what it's like for a quarterback to walk up to the line, look at how many safeties, what's the corners like, depth, eyes, leverage, like, and then on the flip side, you know, from your perspective, okay, what's personnel? What's formation? Where, you know,
it's a lot of stuff, bro. It's a lot of stuff. Like this,
you got to be smart to play safety.
It's not like, especially from high school, because in high school you don't really have to be necessarily smart. I mean, high school is basically, are you more like them or not? So, I mean, of course you have to have some knowledge, but it's not necessarily based off of straight knowledge. But when you get to college, holy man. When I first came here, I didn't understand a thing. I thought I understood football, and then I came here and I felt like an idiot. I didn't understand it at all. I'm like, man, what is this? What is a formation? high school I didn't worry about formations. I just saw a receiver. I'm like, okay, I got to cover him.
Yeah.
That's how it was. But I came here, man, they hit me with a whole book. I'm talking about book, just stacked with plays. How you learn this. I'm like,
You're like, plays are for offense, man.
Yeah, what is a play on defense?
Yeah.
Like, is it just man to man or cover 3? Which one is it? But they hand me this big book. I'm like, bro, I gotta learn this. That's when it hit me, like college football. Oh my gosh, that's when I started appreciating all the people who were great in college. I'm like, yeah, you guys were different, because learning a playbook like this, especially the people who played as like true freshmen and stuff. Like, oh my God. Kudos to you, because you learned that fast. I don't know how you did it, but you learned it fast. It was.
Hey, just wait till this time next year when you get a playbook from one of the 32 teams in the next league.
Man, that's gonna be a lot of stuff too. I can't wait to learn that though. I'm gonna be like, whoa, it's a new book right here. It's a whole new thing of knowledge. So it's crazy. And each level just gets more and more. Like, you just gotta know more and more. So that's why people in the NFL are so smart. People who start in the NFL, they can probably tell you what everyone does on the defense on every play. They could probably tell you those type of things, because that's what you have to know. Like, you have to know that type of stuff. So it's crazy.
What's changed the most since entering into, like coming into Boise State as a freshman, and now you're the guy on defense and being in that leadership position? Like, what has changed the most for you?
Oh, probably my mind. My mind really elevated from freshman year to now. Freshman year, I was kind of just, trying to get by, trying to just, worry about so much just playing. I was worried about playing so much. I just want to be on the field, but I wasn't really picking up the things I needed to pick up and learn. Just not even football-wise, as a person. Like, for you to play, you got to grow as a person and start looking at things differently, show a little bit more gratitude, knowing what the right things to do are and such like that. Like, you have to really elevate your mind. My mind is so much different from my freshman year now. If I was that person, if I was the person I was now, back then, I'd probably set myself up in a better position. I'd probably be in a good position right now, just within life. But I just had to learn that from freshman year, because a freshman, I'm coming in like, I'm only 18. I'm trying to have fun, trying to do whatever. I'm trying to have fun, enjoy college. I'm just here trying to have fun. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. But now it's not necessarily as, I look at it as work before you have fun. Like, you can have fun. You got to enjoy life. You have to enjoy life. You don't want to sit here and be a robot, just sit in your room all day and just, not go out and hang out with people and have friends and stuff like that. But I had to start putting football in school before anything, and that's where I was really lacking my freshman year. I was trying to put everything else before my real priorities. I kind of forgot why I came here, in a sense. So then I started to realize why I was really here, and that's when I started taking things more serious and started working out and dedicating my time and just really trying to elevate myself as a person. And then that's where I'm here now. And I still got so much room to grow. Like, me personally, I still have a lot of room to grow. For me, especially when it gets to the next level, I have a lot of room to go. And I know that. It's going to take time, but just as long as you don't want to stay that same person from your freshman year till your junior year, from my position. You don't. If you do that, you're kind of like, why? You want to be able to grow and change your mindset. You don't have that same mindset. So that's why I probably say the biggest thing that's changed for me is just my mind, the way I look at things now. I'm just so much mature now. I was so immature, like crazy. I just didn't look at things the same way I do now, but I'm so much mature now. And Coach Avalos really helped me a lot with that too. Coach Avalos, his last offseason and going into this season, he was on me tough, like hard. And I appreciate him more than he probably ever know for that, because he's still on me to this day, and he's still trying to just make me into the person he sees me to become. Like, he's just trying to really help me. And that's when I started to look at things that way, instead of always just getting on me. Like, he's just trying to be rude, trying to be mean to me, and just trying to make me feel bad. But then I started looking at it as, well, he's really trying to help me be better. Yeah. Because of the things that he's pointing out, I'm like, I see it myself, but I just don't want to change it. So he was just getting on me so much and helped me in that aspect. That's really just the biggest thing. Your mind has to grow while you come to college. It has to.
I mean, you're starting to get a little more recognition, right? You maybe start to see your name on a couple of ESPN articles or a couple of draft boards. So is it hard to kind of, because obviously, you're coming back to Boise State this year. First of all, was it even a decision? Was there even a choice to be made?
No, me personally, I knew I wanted to come back the entire time. I mean,
Yeah.
Was it for that growth and that maturity that you were just talking about?
It was for that. It was for a lot of things. I had a lot of things in my mind when I made the decision to come back. I made the decision to come back because I wanted to grow personally. I wanted to grow, and I knew I had a feeling that I wasn't really ready yet mentally for the NFL. Maybe people thought I was physically, but mentally, I knew personally I still had a lot of room to grow. And then I started thinking about, man, I still got a lot of friends here. Like, I don't want to leave this bond yet. It's cool to go out there and, go play in the league. It's amazing. I mean, that's a dream of mine, of course, but a dream of mine also is come here to make connections and be with my teammates and win championships and do all the things like that. I only have one ring.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to leave with 4. So I left 2 out there on the table already.
Yeah.
I got to get one more. I have to get it. And I just started looking at all my friends, my teammates, and I was like, man, I don't want to leave y'all yet, bro. Like, we still got some more memories to have. Like, I didn't want to leave that yet. I didn't want to leave really just everyone in that building yet. That was probably my biggest thing. The mentally wise, that was one of my key parts is me coming back. But the biggest thing was just leaving my friends, my people, and everyone here at this school and leaving Boise, Idaho. Because once I leave, it's like, okay, it's time for you it's business time. Like, you don't have time to, joke around and stuff like that. So I just wanted to still hang around with my friends and still be around people that really I've had for about 3-4 years now that have been my best friends. So I just didn't want to leave all that yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally understandable. I think it's something that we don't think about, especially you talking about kind of the mental side of things and the maturity. I mean, we talk about a lot of these kids that are entering the draft, especially with the COVID year and everything, they're still juniors or redshirt sophomores. Like, who knows if they're ready mentally?
Mm-hmm.
They could be ready physically. But is it hard for you to stay kind of grounded and focused when you start getting more attention from the media?
No, I don't really pay the media too much attention. I mean, of course I'm going to see it. But it's 2 ways that you could take that information. You could take it as, okay, I'm good. Like, I don't need to work anymore. I got this figured out. I'm going to make it. Okay, that's fine. Or you could take it as, well, that's cool, but I still got a lot of more work to do. And that's how I'm taking it as right now. I don't think, all the things that's being said, I don't really pay too much attention to it. Like, yeah, I'll like it. I'll see it. But everyone around me and the people close to me know that I don't really care about that too much. Like, I'm just trying to remember anything right now I'm focused on is winning the championship for Boise. Like, the NFL stuff, that's going to come. That can wait. But the thing that needs to happen right now is bringing the championship back to Boise. So I'm not really worried about that too much right now. I just stay leveled on the team and trying to win because you'll know how mad it made me to see Utah State win the Mountain West championship. I mean, I have a lot of opinions. I have a lot of opinions about them personally. I have a lot. I'm not going to do that on the air and let them, start something. But I have a lot of opinions, and just seeing them win that, I'm like, yeah, we could do that. We can do it. So I'm just ready to bring that back. That's all my mind's on right now. That's the only thing.
So would you say Utah State is your favorite Mountain West opponent to play? And if not them, then who?
Oh, I like Utah State. I do. I like playing Utah State. I get a real enjoyment playing them. Like, it's really fun. I don't like their school at all. I don't like them. And that's probably my favorite opponent. I like Fresno State just because of the rivalry.
Yep.
I've only played them 1 year, though, but this past game was a pretty good game. I know they're going to come with it next year, so of course it's going to be a good game. That's a rivalry game. And then I'd probably say San Diego State just because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
We lost to them. That one hurt a little bit, but we get it back this year.
Do you know any guys on that team? Like,
oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know a couple guys on that team. I knew a couple. Some of my closest friends play for San Diego State and BYU, which is crazy. So I got 2 big rivalries right there that I got to play every year. So there's a lot of bragging rights that go on in San Diego.
Shoot him a text right before and
yeah,
just be like, hey, I'm coming.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a lot of trash talking that goes on between us. But like my friend from BYU, I played with him in high school. It's been my best friend since high school. So
okay,
that one's a big rivalry between me and him because every time he's won, he just rubs it in. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, then,
I mean, you got him this year.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
So, I let him have it. I let
Good.
him have it this year with that one. But San Diego State, I got a close friend that plays corner for them also. So, he's, I was talking trash to him for about 2 years before we were able to play them.
Mm-hmm.
And we played them. And, yeah, but, yeah, you guys know the outcome to that one. But next year, I'm getting all those games back. We're getting them back. Like, the team, we're just so hungry right now. We want all those back. We want to play them right now if we could. But, we can't wait. We're just working right now, getting ready for it. But that's my favorite opponents just because of everything, connections, rivalries. It's just fun.
Yeah. You're getting me fired up for the start of football season.
Oh,
We're
man,
8 months
wait.
away, dude.
Just wait, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, man. We're just working right now, trying to build. But I can't wait for this season. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
So you're playing against Jake Haener, Fresno State. What's it like prepping for a guy like that who's probably going to – I think he's the most pro-ready – one of the most pro-ready QBs probably in the class next year. I mean, he's an absolute dude.
We played a lot of good quarterbacks last year, and that's why it was fun because it tested us, like, as a defense playing against some guys like that because, mind you, we played Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
And we went and played Carson Strong, Jake Haener. Who else did we play that was good that year?
Who was the OK State quarterback? What's his name?
OK State quarterback ended up being really good. Yeah, he played pretty good. We played against a lot of top quarterbacks, so it was fun. It's those guys, you got to prepare well against because they know they're just so smart and so good. So wherever you just give them a certain thing that they like, what they see, they're going to take it. And they're going to start to pick
Spencer
you apart.
Sanders. That's his name.
Spencer Sanders, yeah. Like, we played against some good quarterbacks this year, and that's why it was fun because every week we knew we had a challenge. And we played against some good receivers too, like the UCF receivers, for instance.
Yeah, that's a talented group.
That was a talented group. Nevada's group was talented. Fresno State's group was talented. We played against a lot of good. BYU's group was talented. We had played against a lot of good groups, quarterback and receiver. So it was just fun getting ready for them every week because you had to bring it, and if you didn't, they're gonna have a day against you. So it was just fun getting prepared for them. It was a good game every week. I loved it.
Go ahead, pal.
I'm just looking at these questions and trying to figure out. What was your welcome to college football moment? Like either a game or like something that happened in practice where you were like, oh, I'm not like that guy anymore, like you were in high school.
Oh, I got ran over one time.
Okay.
Ran clean over on national television. Talking about concussion type of ran over.
Dang.
He gave me a concussion.
Oh.
Yes.
So was this freshman year?
Yeah, freshman year. So at that moment, I said, these some big dudes.
Yeah.
I'm like, these some physical, aggressive dudes. This is in high school to where, like, you're just bigger than everyone. You can dominate them. He ran me over. I'm talking about I got up and I was walking like Bambi because of how bad and concussed I was. I was bad. And I'm like,
damn.
I watch it again on TV. And I'm just like, oh, how?
Yeah.
Like, just clean, just ran over. I'm like, this is college football. So from that moment on, I started looking at things a little bit differently, but that was the moment I realized that this was different. And I never got ran over like that in my life, like ever, from youth football to high school, because I was just bigger than everyone. So when he ran me over like that, kind of hurt my pride. I said, whoa, like, what does this feel like? This is what it feels like. Yeah, and I didn't like it. So that was probably my college moment right there.
All right. And then who's the most electric football player you've played with?
Most electric, probably Khalil Shakir.
That's kind of what I thought your answer would be. Yeah.
Him and
He's a
John
stud.
Hightower. Too. I played with. See, I think a lot of guys were electric. I played with some studs, like some good receivers that was just electric. And even if we're not talking about receivers, we can talk about defense players. Curtis Reaver, Avery Williams, like electric. Those dudes were just insane. So I have a lot, but my top two would probably be Khalil and Avery. I've seen Khalil do some stuff like that BYU catch to where I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
How?
It was like he had one catch every single game last year.
That was crazy.
Or it was just like, how is he doing this?
And then Avery Williams, he was just a dog. I'll never forget, I seen Avery fake throw the ball across the field on a kickoff return and return it for a touchdown. Mid-game. This is Division I football.
Yeah.
He faked like he threw it across the field and ran 80 yards, touchdown.
Yeah. That's some high
This
school.
is like some Madden, like Madden high school stuff right here, and he did it on national television.
That's
like
crazy.
real and blocking punts. Like, bro, I think he won an award. He won the Jet Award, which is like the most electric returner in college football.
Mm.
And if you watch his highlights for that, you'll be like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never seen a dude return punts like that in my life. It was just crazy. All you hear was, well, actually, my freshman year, you would hear the fans, but my sophomore year, you didn't hear anything. So it would just be us like, oh, but it was crazy. Yeah, he was different. He was different. I don't think I've seen anyone like that.
What's your favorite trick play?
Oh, I think that Statue of Liberty we ran back in the Fiesta Bowl will be forever the best trick play ever. I don't know how it even worked.
Yeah.
I still don't. I mean, it
The
was
safety
just
was sleeping back there.
It was so well ran that where it's like, how did this work? But he got it done. I'm like, bro, what is this? That's when I first found out about Boise State.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was in Idaho because
Yeah.
I saw the Fiesta Bowl. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't even realize that. I'm a young dude watching it. Like, I probably watched the game. I didn't watch it when it happened, but I probably watched the game like when I was a little bit younger, just on YouTube. And yeah, I didn't know that Boise State ran that play or was the one that put that play to the notoriety it has today.
Yeah.
So that's probably my favorite one. And yeah, that's probably my favorite one. I haven't seen too many like that.
So what stood out to Boise State? Because you obviously had offers from other places as well. What made you ultimately decide this is where I want to play football at the next level?
My visit, man. I had a good visit here. I had a real good visit here. I enjoyed it. I like the atmosphere it had. I like the city. I know I didn't want to go to necessarily a big city because I'm from one, but I wanted to go one where it was like more of a college feel.
Yeah.
So
something big, but not crazy
not
big.
something big because I didn't want to go to another big city. I wanted to kind of have some peace and quiet. That way when I go home, it's like, okay, big city again, get used to it. But I didn't want to continuously stay in a big city. So when I came to Boise, it was like, man, I like it here. It wasn't cold at the time either. So I'm thinking it's like, yeah, it's 65 degrees on the worst day.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't think it got to down to 25, 30 degrees. So I just loved the visit here, man. Then I started talking to coaches. I love the coaches, and I just fell in love with the people here. You guys definitely have some different people. Like some genuinely nice people. It seems as if they're being too nice sometimes. Like sometimes I walk past and they're like, hi. Like Californians, you're not going to get a hi. You're going to get a stare like, okay. Like go ahead about your day. So that's probably the biggest thing I liked about here, just the people. Like they go crazy for Boise State football too.
They do.
It's absolutely insane.
I feel you on that one because I'm from Seattle. And so when I went to Boise and people were just like friendlier, I was like, what?
Yeah, like, are you guys okay? Like, what's going on? Is something happening?
Something in the water,
yeah,
man.
what's going on here? So that's my favorite. That was my first, I would say, experience. I was like, yeah, okay. I like this place a lot. It's different. And plus, I'm in Idaho, so not many people know about Idaho. So I was really intrigued by that. Like, what's in Idaho? What does it have to offer? And it's not bad. It's really not.
No. A lot of hills. There's a lot of hills.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's the one thing.
Mountains.
That's the one thing I'm a little like puzzled about with people in Boise is they call the stuff like the mountains back there, they call them hills. I'm like, that's a mountain to me.
Have you ever been up to like northern Idaho though?
No.
Them are some mountains.
For real?
Like get into like the Rockies and like you'll be like, okay, that's a mountain.
Okay, see, I consider the stuff right there, like behind Chick-fil-A and stuff, I consider that a mountain. I'm like, okay, it's a mountain. But then people tell me it's a hill. I'm like, okay. What
foothills.
What's the difference? I'm confused.
Have you been up to like McCall?
No.
At all?
Not yet.
All right. Get up there this summer.
4th of July, I'm going.
Okay, there you go.
July.
Yeah. That'll be you'll see some mountains up there.
Okay.
You'll be like, all right. Yeah.
See, now I got to go now because I've got to see the difference because I'm a little puzzled and confused on that as to why they're still being called hills. But yeah, okay, I just got to adapt the language.
There you go.
Call it a hill.
Dude, you gotta go to McCall like right now because there's probably 10 feet of snow.
He doesn't like the snow.
But the thing is, I want to snowboard and stuff though, but I'm scared. I'm scared to go snowboarding because I think
he's got a snowboarding. Go with him.
I think it's gonna be like
got a snowboard.
Is it like skateboarding? Because if it's like that, if it's not, then I don't know. Because I'm pretty good at skateboarding.
Oh, if you can roll on a board, then you can figure out a snowboard pretty quick.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't recommend telling any of your coaches you're going snowboarding
Yeah,
because
no.
Right.
none of them.
Yeah.
that's
No,
just-
I would never. No, I would never go
you're
out
gonna
playing
break a
football.
knee pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, no, I'd never go out playing football. But one day I have to go snowboarding because just definitely when I'm older. Not
Yeah,
right now because I have too. No, not right now.
You got too much on
My
the
coaches,
line.
my coaches would kill me.
Yeah.
Nah.
I remember like kids in
Nah.
high school that were like even on the basketball team and stuff. Their coaches would just be like, "I know it's the winter, but like no skiing, no snowboarding.
Yeah,
no
they
matter
would-
how much you want to go, like you will get hurt."
Yeah, they would kill me. They would absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, no. So I not right now, but one day I got to do it because it looks fun, and I be seeing videos on Instagram.
Super fun.
Super fun.
Yeah,
we got
that's a good
Bogus
time.
like just up 30 minutes up the hill, so
I
it's right
see
there.
it all the time. I want to go to Bogus, but I'm like, nah. I just gotta wait.
You can
Gotta
go up
wait.
and just get on the sledding hill. The sledding hill's a lot of fun.
Oh, see, I didn't know it was that much to offer up there.
Yeah.
See, I don't really know too much.
You can do yoga in the summertime up there.
People go up there during the summer.
Yeah, there's mountain
Oh,
biking
yeah.
and all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
Yoga?
Okay. See,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Too
that.
much
Yeah.
time in the locker room.
I'm
You gotta
thinking
check
it's
out the
straight
city a
winter
little more.
time, snowboarding and skiing. That's what it's for. But okay, oh, interesting.
There's all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, you got to get out, man. You're,
Hey,
in,
man,
you're in a
man,
city where you
man.
can do anything outside.
I know. I get out. I get outdoors, but not necessarily enough. Not
Yeah.
enough.
He's a
So,
busy man.
Yeah, I got. Nah, not busy. I just sometimes, man, I just love being in the house. I really am a homebody. I really do. Like I could sit in the house, sit on the couch all day and watch YouTube and be perfectly fine. Like nothing's wrong. And then some people
Yep.
are like, get out the house. I'm like,
Right.
Do I have to?
Yeah, all right, fine. Come on, let's go. But I do got to get out. That's what I plan on doing more this summer, getting out a little bit more. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Got to experience it before you head out.
Look, man.
We're not thinking about that yet.
right now, man.
So after that OK State game, did anybody like cool or famous hit you up after that hit? Because that thing went viral.
My Instagram was going crazy. Like, absolutely. I had to put my phone down for a little bit because I just kept getting tagged or followed and stuff like that. So it was a lot of stuff that I didn't even know. Most of the guys that really text me about that hit, I kind of had a connection with before. That was famous. So that's why I probably say I'm glad I met a lot of people in my life to where I could, meet some people who are in the position I'm in. And just for them to say, like, good job and stuff like that, that means a lot. So, I already had a connection with them, but I did have a lot of texts after that game and tweets. Like, I think it went for over 1 million views on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, it went for over 1 million. And on Instagram, it went for like 500,000 likes, something crazy. So, I had it was fun reading the comments for that. The comments were the best part because it was like some people saying, what a dirty hit. Oh my gosh. And some people saying, good job. It's just like, it was just funny to read them. It's so funny when it's you in that position. It's like, oh, it's so funny.
See, because we're a small little podcast, so we're trying to get more viral. So we were talking to Cyrus when he was on, and he had that TikTok that had like 20 million
Cyrus
views.
went viral a lot.
Yeah. And
With-
it was just
with
him
the
doing the
smees.
smees.
Yeah, Cyrus went viral a lot.
Were you in that video?
No, I wasn't in it. I told him I didn't know he was recording it, or else I would have for sure jumped in it.
Yeah.
I would have jumped in it. But Cyrus went viral on a couple of occasions.
Yeah,
he went viral
he
on
did.
that way. He went viral at Oregon when he tackled a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
like,
forgot about that.
yeah,
Oh
he
my
did
God.
it. He went viral like 3 times. So he's known, man. That dude, he's
When
a
he's
funny
telling
guy.
us too,
He is a
it's
funny
on
guy.
purpose. He's trying to make a name for himself out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So
Man, that fan, I didn't even know that was him on that Oregon video until he came to Boise.
Oh, okay.
And people were like, that's him from that dude that tackled that fan. I said, huh? And I looked and it said Habibi Leak. I'm like, oh wow, this is you. Like, you're viral. Wow.
What's it like? Like, you've had a bunch of like just big hits. Like, what's your reaction after? Because I feel like it's just got to be the best feeling in the world.
You
Like,
don't
just
even-
knock some-
The Oklahoma State hit, I didn't even realize I hit him like that until I watched the replay.
Did you watch it right there?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there was a little pause in the time, and then I think something happened after that play to where it was a little breakage in time, and they played on the big screen. I'm like, oh. I'm like, wow. But the only one I really remember, like a big hit, is that UCF one, and that one
Okay.
on Dylan
Yeah,
Gabriel
yeah.
in the red zone. That one I remember, and that was pretty fun. Like that, it just
That
makes
was
you feel
like-
juiced, man. Because it's just like you hear the sound, and you're like, you made a big hit, but you don't know what type of hit it was. So it's like, wow, you just got to celebrate it because
Yep.
that sound, especially nowadays when they have those big things pointing at the fields where you can hear everything.
Yeah.
It's just so clear, and all you hear is a pop, and it's just wild. It's so fun. That's
The one you had on Dylan Gabriel, that reminded me of when Richard Sherman blew up Jared Goff.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about the
similar. It
sideline.
was like the same play. It was
Yeah.
the same play where there's to the left and Goff fucked up.
Yeah, I
He
know
got messed
exactly
up.
what you're talking about. I do. Yeah, that's what it low key was. That game was wild.
That was a wild game.
Everything we didn't play till like I think 11.
Yeah,
or
the
something like
torrential
that.
downpour.
Man, it was
Oh,
going
that was
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hank went viral for it because he hopped in
went
a
on
Zoom class.
Yeah, I took a nap during that game. I took a straight up nap,
Yeah.
and I woke up saying we were playing. I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right,
Time
let's
to go.
go. Yeah, time to go. But that game was crazy. That long delay, I've never experienced that in my life. It was at least like a 3-hour delay. Like,
Yeah, I remember
And you guys had to go to Florida,
and
right?
we
It was
had to
in-
go to Florida,
yeah.
so we're stuck here. We're like, bro, we're trying to play. We did not just fly from Boise, Idaho to Florida to not play.
Yeah.
Like that one was killing.
That
us.
game
Like,
didn't get over till like 2:00
Yeah,
local
that game
time
didn't-
there.
and the
didn't it?
fans were still going crazy.
Yeah,
like,
that's
they
a
were
wild school.
That school was wild. I'm talking. It's pouring, storming, and the fans. Our locker room was under their student section. So if they were stepping and we could hear it, and all we hear is the fans just banging on the stairs, just making so much noise. We're like, bro, they're still here.
Yeah.
It's thunderstorming. Like they said, go home, and you guys are still here.
Florida
It was-
people are different,
It was
man.
crazy. Yeah, they still packed that thing out.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Do you guys have to do anything different? Because that trip, that's a pretty rare trip, for any team really. Because like when you're playing in the Pac-12, you're mostly staying on the West Coast. When you're playing in the Mountain West, you're mostly staying on the West Coast. So like, did you guys have to do any different preparation for flying all the way to the opposite side of the country?
No, it wasn't really not really a preparation. You just leave a day earlier. You just get there. That way you get the little jet lag out, get your legs back right, and then you feel fresh going into the next day. But not really anything different. You still have the same process, everything. It's just you got to leave a little bit earlier because how long that flight is. And going from a flight, say if you play on Saturday, you leave on Friday. So you'll fly 5 hours and then have to play the next morning or next evening. Like, yeah, that's terrible. So they want to just usually get you there a day earlier, get your legs back right.
All right. Well, do you think we've asked him enough questions? Are you done answering our questions yet?
I told y'all, man, I love sports, so I'm just answering. I lost track of time. I love it, man. I love podcasts now. You guys are just open up I'm trying to come back now just because of the way you guys are.
Yes.
Anytime you want to come
this
back,
stuff is
Literally
awesome.
you are more
anytime.
than welcome.
I'm hearing myself in my headphones. I'm like, oh, I feel so.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yeah,
it feels
great.
good. Like it's a kind of a little power trip, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel so official.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I feel official.
It sounds like we got through all of his sports stuff, but I think next time we need to come on and just ask for his outside of BSU football takes on stuff.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into some of that.
We're going to get into some right now because
cool.
we had some massive headlines. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's talk about it. Let's have a chat about it, shall we?
Yeah. So we're both diehard Seahawk fans. So it's been an interesting day, to say the least. If
Who
you
wants to go first? Because I have a whole separate document with all these notes on it.
Okay,
If
I'll
we
go
wanna run
first.
through it.
So, if you don't know, you're like living in a cave or something because Russell Wilson was traded today, and I'm not super happy about it because the way I was thinking about it was okay. Like think of it as like a company, right? You get hired to a company, and they they're like, oh, this guy could be good, whatever, and then in like a couple years, they're like, damn, this guy's great. And you lead them to the top. And then they get rid of everybody else around you who also made you great and expect you to keep doing the great things. And then they get mad at you when they're not at the top anymore. Like, why would you want to stay at a company like that? Like, I get Russell's frustration, but the Seahawks' downfall was not because of Russell. It was because of the front office, how they drafted, their cap management has been horrendous. They refused to get him an offensive line. I'm so mad that they threw away Russell Wilson's prime years.
No, they definitely made some questionable decisions.
Yeah.
Within that, but I think you guys are in a good position now. I mean, be honest with you, the Russell Wilson train was slowly dying in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
It was slowly dying. I mean, eventually it was going to happen. So for you guys to get him to Denver, I mean, you guys both won, especially you guys. I mean, if you guys use these picks correctly, then you could build something.
That's
But
what
that's
I'm.
the thing.
That's what
you're
I'm worried about because we have probably 2 draft picks in the last 10 years that have been good, and one of them was a punter. So it's like, I don't know. I don't really trust our front office to draft correctly at this point.
I think you guys get. I'm hoping you get it done because if you
Me
don't,
too.
it's gonna look. I don't know. I think there's a plan. I think Russell going to Denver. They have some weapons over there. They have some good young receivers over there. So he's just gonna get them right and get them basically playing at an all-star level. Then you guys got all these picks. You guys got to do something with them. There's no way you don't. You guys have to. There has to be a plan in place for them to let go of Russell. They wouldn't just let him go for no reason.
Right.
There has to be some type of plan that they have and something that they're thinking of to do for them to just say, oh, yeah, we'll let go of Russell. Because you know that Pete Carroll loves Russell. They wouldn't just let him go for no reason. So there has to be something that you guys are cooking up. Yeah. Maybe you draft one of this year. I think you guys get Malik Willis. I really do. I think he can set it off.
He's a very raw talent.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he's got a cannon.
I know, but like he's electric. There's no doubt about it. But is he ready to start right now? I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. You guys may have to play Drew Lock for a year.
Yeah,
you might just have to go through it. I mean, maybe Drew Lock just comes through and just starts balling. What if he does that?
That's true.
But I think if you guys got to draft a quarterback. Malik Willis, I think I like him a lot. I like him a lot. After I seen him launch that ball at the combine, I said,
yeah,
that's a missile. From the 20 to the opposite 40 or whatever it was, that was crazy.
He's got a cannon.
So I think you guys, him with DK, with Lockett, maybe another receiver.
Well, Noah Fant now.
Noah Fant?
Yeah. Who knows?
Who do you guys have at running back?
Rashad Penny.
Penny.
Yeah. He's probably going to be the guy.
Rashad Penny.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he came on really well.
So, I mean, you guys have the weapons around there. It's just that you guys may have to change the play style a little bit.
They got to get an offensive line.
Yeah.
Even if you have Malik Willis and he's mobile and he's elusive, but it doesn't matter.
Listen, you guys do need one.
You need an offensive line.
So that's going to be the key parts right there. That's going to be O-line. O-line is a lot of teams' needs this year. A lot of alignment. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. I think the Seahawks got something cooking up, man. I really do. I think they have something up their sleeve that nobody knows about, but we're going to see.
I hope you're right.
I hope I am too. Yeah. Just for your guys' sake, because, man, did you guys make the playoffs last year?
No.
No. We were 7-10.
Yeah. No, it was bad.
It was bad.
See, rebuild.
But
all right. No worries.
Also, you got to look at the AFC West now. Their starting quarterbacks are Mahomes, Carr, Herbert, and Wilson.
Insane.
I think they have 4 top 10 quarterbacks in one division. That's ridiculous. They could have all 4 teams make the playoffs next year.
Derek Carr is the best worst quarterback in a division ever.
If Derek Carr's the worst quarterback in your division, that's a pretty damn good division, if you ask me.
Yeah, he is the worst too now.
Oh yeah, by far.
He's still good.
Yeah, so exactly. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in the league.
That division is going to go crazy next year.
Yeah,
like the quarterbacks that they have, Herbert, he's going to blow up.
Yeah,
the things I saw him. I remember one pass he launched. I forgot who it was to, but just absolute beauty into the end zone. I said, he's gonna be crazy next year. Wilson, Mahomes, Carr. Oh, I mean, really, I mean, that was gonna be a battle. Yeah, that was gonna be a battle.
It's gonna be a crazy year in the NFC West.
Then the AFC in general.
The AFC in general, quarterback wise, is loaded.
Aaron Rodgers. Is he in the AFC?
NFC.
Who? Oh no, he's the only one that's on the opposite side. The rest of the
teams, him and Stafford.
Yeah, the rest of the team have every other best quarterback in the nation on the opposite side.
Yeah,
like it's insane.
Yeah,
I don't know what's gonna happen on that side this year.
I don't either.
There's too many battles, but there's so many good quarterbacks now too. So it's like every week you're gonna see somebody start throwing some ridiculous numbers, like ridiculous.
Yeah, the AFC is back, especially with Josh Allen. Mac Jones is on the rise. Every quarterback in the AFC West.
Lamar.
Yeah. Lamar coming back.
Yeah.
Like,
Come
it's
on.
going to be insane.
Yeah.
That game, I'm going to be watching those games every week just to see the quarterback battles.
Hell yeah, it's going to be fun.
Airing them out.
Unfortunately, we don't get the games over here because CBS on the West Coast. Yes.
Yeah.
The one thing that's going to be interesting is that the Seahawks are on TV every week now.
Probably not because they're going to suck.
That's going to be interesting to see because they were on TV literally every week.
Yeah.
With Russell Wilson. Like, you always saw the Seahawks.
Right.
So I want to see how that's going to go this year.
Yeah, it might change it a little bit.
Broncos every week now.
Who knows? I mean, look, if they're bad and they're losing every week, I don't even know if I want to watch them play. So, just piss me off.
We'll see, man. I don't think they're going to be too bad. We'll see. We'll
have to see.
I don't know.
But this whole thing came down to, like, it was they had to make a choice. The front office had to make a choice. Were they going to pay him, $45 million a year? Because Rodgers' new contract that he signed today reset the market. So were you going to give a 30, he would have been what? He's 33 right now. So at 35, you're going to give a 35-year-old Russ $45 million, or you're going to have to get rid of him. And so the divorce was coming at some point.
Yeah, for sure. So
like,
both teams won in that trade.
I was not super happy when, like, the news broke, because what was really weird about this is, like, when you hear big, like, this is like the biggest trade in NFL history.
Yeah, it's a big one.
And you, like, there's so many, like, I feel like there's so many rumors that happened before events like this, and there was no, like, obviously, besides, like, the media, like, every week saying, well, is Russell Wilson going to be traded? But there was no rumors, like, sources say that he's going to go to Denver. It was just like the news broke. That was super. That was the weirdest thing about it.
I didn't wake up. I saw that after practice today, after our lifts. I said, whoa, is this real?
Yeah.
It didn't even have it. Like, they just said Russell Wilson's going to Denver. And I said, what? I couldn't tell if it was like one of the meme pages or not, but turned out it was real. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be interesting. And Bobby Wagner's going too.
Yeah. They released Bobby
Wagner's
Wagner.
gone.
Yeah. So see,
it's full rebuild mode.
You guys might get a backer like Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
Devin Lloyd's a monster.
Devin Lloyd's a monster. He's from San Diego.
Yeah.
Nakobe Dean is a real motherfucker.
Yeah, they're both.
That guy's.
Yeah, they're both different.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And what's weird is I have been calling for a rebuild on this podcast for the past, I don't know, 5 months. Taylor, you can attest.
Yeah, since basically football season started.
So my wish came true.
It looks like you got what you wanted, man. Let's see how it turns out.
I mean, it's happening real fast. Which,
yeah, for sure.
So it's a lot to take in, but I feel it's weird because, I mean, as a non-Seahawks fan, you probably don't know, like, every offseason is the same for the Seahawks the past, 5 to 6 years at least, where the same arguments are made, like, okay, are we going to, like, invest in the offensive line? Are we gonna bring in some stars on defense? So now it's so different now. This is like the Wild West, where we have we have a shit ton of money now. We freed up. Well, Russ's contract was like $24 million this year, but there's some sort of dead money. I don't know. We freed up like another $20 million by releasing Bobby Wagner. So we have a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And a bunch of picks. And the whole reason the Seahawks won the Super Bowl back in the day is because they had a bunch of really good defensive players on pretty decently sized contracts. And Russ was on his rookie contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're trying to get that young talent.
Lynch and all types of stuff too, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
they had it was basically an island of misfit toys. That Legion of Boom defense outside of the Legion of Boom. It was a bunch of just really not well-known dudes. So I don't know. It's exciting. It's scary, but like Sam was saying, the front office is really questionable. So I'm not confident that they're going to pull it off, but it's different. Yeah. It's like when you break up, it's like when you're freshly single, you're like, oh shit. Like, okay, I don't know if I like it, but like, it's new. It's different.
I think they got a plan, man. I really do. We're going to see because I wouldn't see them wanting to get all those picks for no reason. If they didn't have a plan to invest in the future, they would have probably tried to get some veteran players from that roster, at least a receiver.
Yeah.
The Broncos have some good receivers.
Yeah,
So
like a Sutton.
They would have asked for Sutton at least or
Yeah.
something like that. So they got to have some type of plan on the way. They got to have one.
Yeah, I thought because when the news broke, they didn't announce like the specifics like these players. I thought at least one of them was going to be like Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, for
or
sure.
Sutton, but I guess not.
Yep, they just got a plan. I'm telling you, they got some hot stuff,
Yeah.
especially all these 40 times this past weekend.
Oh my God, they were crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a bad idea to invest in the future because the future is speed.
Yeah,
The future is speed. Tyreek Hill kills the game because he runs past everyone.
Mhm.
Just can't catch him. So that's what Chiefs bombs away. Speed.
Yeah.
Go get it. Let's just launch it. Go get it. So that's what the game is now. We'll see. They're trying to probably get some speed in there.
In other news, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Big yikes for him.
I think with that one, they just had to make an example.
Yeah, they did.
That's it.
They
I
really
mean,
did.
they probably didn't want to do that themselves, but they probably had to make an example out of it based on how big it could have been
Mm-hmm.
to aspect of people throwing games and such to get paid. Like, if I was Calvin, I mean, $1,500, yeah, but like that's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I don't think the NFL even wanted to really penalize him, but they had to make an example. They had to make an example and be like, yeah, you can't do this. Because some people, I mean, you never know people's motives.
Right.
They could get a certain type of check and throw the game, and you'll never know. So they had to make an example of it and do something.
The craziest thing about all of it is that so he was suspended. Well, as of right now, he's suspended through the end of next year. When you look at the punishments that they've given other players for things that are a million times worse than what Calvin Ridley did. And when you talk about Ray Rice, when you talk about even Adrian Peterson, like it's pretty nuts.
Yeah,
that those players only got for a Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy is a fucking menace, and they got less than double digit suspensions. It's just super interesting the way that the NFL has a history of, like, I don't know what you call it, like the disparity of like punishments. It's like that's the weirdest thing of it all. Like obviously it's stupid what Calvin Ridley did, but I think the weirder story behind it is they suspended him for a whole season for $1,500.
And he didn't even bet on the Falcons, and he wasn't even playing when it happened.
Yeah,
But-
that's a lot of stuff. I don't think they should have suspended him for that long. But,
I don't either.
The NFL is just some things they treat differently. Especially, I don't agree with the way they treat certain things, especially with the things you're talking about, like Ray Rice and such like that. Like, Calvin really shouldn't get anything higher than them, but at the end of the day, they probably just want to make an example of it based off of how big this could have been.
Yeah.
Somebody gets paid $1 million in the Super Bowl to throw it.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a real big deal. And Calvin really, I know he didn't mean any harm by that, but
No.
it just sucks that it was him because they have to make an example out of him.
Yeah.
They have to make an example out of somebody, and that's just the worst part about it.
Especially with how big
Yeah.
sports betting is getting now, that, I mean, this is the first time we've seen it in football, but you have like Pete Rose. He's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Granted, he was betting on his own team and throwing games and stuff. But, yeah, they definitely had to make an example out of it.
That was all it was.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Nothing more than that. I don't think it's not no big deal. It just sucks that it's a whole year. Like, come on. A whole year. But
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot missing out on.
Well, is there anything else that we need to cover?
I just got one real quick thing for Mom Spaghetti. Boise State basketball winning the Mountain West regular season championship for the first time in school history. Let's go.
Huge.
Let's go.
They're good this year.
They're cold.
They are so good.
I went to a couple of their games this year, and they're good. Like,
Yes.
they're good.
They
They
are
have
good.
a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They have exactly each part that they need for the team.
Yep.
Each player on the team does what they need to do. Like, that team is just a team. You could tell they're a team when they play basketball. Even when in crunch time, they never fold.
No.
Marcus Shavers.
Dude, he has hit some unreal
The
shots this year.
defensive stops they get
Yeah.
in those crunch time moments,
Yeah.
like,
I
that's just insane, yeah.
think they're a very dangerous team going into the tournament here in a week and a half because they're so good defensively.
We are going to see, man. I'm riding with us the whole way. I don't care. I want them all. I want the Dukes, the North Carolinas. I want them all, bro. I'm riding with them all, bro. It's March Madness. That's the thing. You got to – it's March Madness. Anything can happen. One team comes out bad one day, you're done. Pack your stuff and go home.
Yep.
And our team – I don't know. Their defense just is too good.
It is.
Their defense is too good to where even if they have a bad day offensively, you still have to score more than them.
Yeah. And they hold teams
They're going to hold you.
55, 60 points a game. College teams just aren't used to that. And if you can get them out of rhythm and they can't figure out your defense, that's what – I mean, defense wins championships.
Leon Rice is doing a good job.
He's doing a great job.
Everything in that program is just looking good right now. And they just got a 4-star recruit.
Yeah.
So – I mean, it's looking real good for the Boise State, bro. We might, I don't know, we might get a basketball school, man.
We might be.
We might move on and go ahead and be a football and basketball school.
I'm here for
Power
it.
5. Go ahead and move us to Power 5. We start balling like that.
Now you're
That's
talking.
what I want to do.
There we go.
That's what we need to do, Power 5. If we start having teams.
Yep.
The craziest thing about all of it was that I remember in the beginning of the season, they were bribing students to go to the games with pizza. Remember that? When Leon Rice is like, hey, fellow youths, come to our basketball game and get a free slice of pizza. And now they're the fucking Mountain West champions.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Selling out. When they had that game, it was last Tuesday night. I was driving to the studio and driving right past Mile High Arena. And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, it's crazy packed,
I'd never seen that kind of
Insane.
traffic for a basketball. I mean, you see that traffic for football games all the time, obviously. But I've never seen that kind of traffic for a Boise State basketball game.
Yeah, I mean, I love it.
I do too.
Because I just love to see everybody win. They're bringing the Mountain West Championship back to Boise. Another one. Let's get it.
Oh, yeah.
It's another one we
Yeah.
need.
Now they
got the Mountain West tournament coming up. Let's bring that one home, too.
Now they got to show out in the tournament.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get – I'm hoping for a 7 because then that way we don't have to play a 1 seed in the round of 32.
Oh, yeah.
Because if we get an 8, then we're going to have to play either Duke, Arizona, Gonzaga, or Baylor. And I don't know.
The reason why I don't worry about that stuff is because we had kids that were also at schools like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, end of the day, I don't believe in the Power 5 Mountain West. Now, Duke, okay, they're a powerhouse, all that, okay? It's March Madness, though.
Yeah. They've lost before when they were a 2 seed.
They just lost Coach K's last game.
Yeah. And they
anybody's beatable. Anybody's beatable in this college basketball world. So you could come out having a hot streak. Somebody drops 50, boom. You might win that game because he had 50 ball. Like, come on. You just don't know. So March Madness, that's why I can't wait because that's when the Hoopers come out. And they just start taking over and going crazy.
You never know. Loyola Chicago back in the tournament this year.
That's what I'm saying.
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean.
She's back.
It's a little different.
She's back.
We'll see.
In her cute little wheelchair. I'm here to see it. I think she's something else. She's the best mascot, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
she's like the only living mascot, like a mascot that's alive.
Yeah.
I mean, the Seahawks have a hawk.
No, Georgia has a bulldog.
Georgia has a bulldog. University of Texas has a bull.
We have the dog.
We have the dog.
Yeah, he fetches the tees.
I thought we had an actual.
She's the best human.
I don't know.
I thought we actually had a
there's
horse.
the girl who rides out.
There's a Bronco. There's a Bronco.
Yeah, they come out for the football games and stuff.
I haven't been to a Boise State game since I graduated, so
you ride a Bronco.
I'm forgetting all this stuff. Okay.
Yes, sir.
He's the best human mascot. How about that?
Yeah,
there you go.
For sure.
We agree on that. Okay.
Sure,
yeah, there you go. All right. I think we're at a show.
Yeah, I'm just excited I personally think it's the best tournament in sports. For the next week, or I guess 3 weeks, I'm going to do nothing but sit in front of my TV.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Go Broncos.
Same.
Go Broncos. Let's go all the way, man.
Yeah,
let's go all the way.
Well, JL, thank you so much for coming in, sitting down and talking to us and answering all of our questions.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
It was a blast.
Great time.
It was a blast.
We need you to come back.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anytime you want to come, just let us know, and
all right,
we will be more than happy to have you.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that will conclude another spectacular episode of the Backburners. Shout out to the ugliest co-host of all time, Pinhead Larry, the intern, and our wonderful producer, Fabio, and of course, J.L. Skinner, Boise State safety number 0. Make sure to give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok at the Backburners Pod and listen to us on your favorite streaming service. We're the Backburners, and we'll catch you on the flippity flip.